Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Game From Scratch, and today we have another humble bundle of interest to game developers. This one is the sound effects and audio. They call it a software bundle, but there's no software in this. This one is a collection of sound effects and music for your games and game development. Now this one is interesting because I'm noticing more and more Humble are setting things up so that there's no tiers sometimes. Normally there's tiers, you buy a $100 variety, you get all the stuff below it. If you're a regular channel, you've already heard the spiel, but this one has just one tier. Also, the way Humble bundles work is a collection of stuff, in this case audio effects and music tracks around a theme, in this case game development. You decide how your money is allocated between charity, between Humble, between the publisher, and if you so choose, and thank you so much if you do, to support Game From Scratch. And like I said, normally there are tiers. Today, there are no tiers. It's 30 bucks Canadian, probably $25 US. That is your only option, unless for some sick, weird reason you want to give them more money, which I suppose is your option if you want to do it. So this is going to be easy for me because I don't have to break it down by tiers, which has become more confusing with the way that Humble has gone lately. So what you're getting in this pack is the MMO Game Magic's Fantasy game sound effects. By the way, anything here you want to jump into and read about, there's details available down below. Weirdly, no preview in this particular version, but you get an idea of what's in there. Everything is royalty-free and ready to use out of the box, so you get things, and this is actually really kind of nice. Sound effects are cool. Stock sound effects are kind of hard to come by. Good ones, and here you can see things like acid poison spells, 18 minutes of music, 2 gigs of audio samples, 1,300 organic source sounds to build your own magical spells, etc. So there is a ton in some of these, just to be aware. You can drill into them and find out more about them. Next up, we have the 80s Synth Fusion, unique music pack made for game developers in the retrowave synth pop creative. 100 sound files at 48 kilohertz to 320 kilohertz in MP3 game ready to use format. Again, we've got 57 building blocks in here as well. So in addition to if you're just trying to work with just raw sound or music files to drop in your scene, you're actually getting things like loops and outros and intros and bass drums and so on. So if you're a curious as a music composer, you can use some of this to create your own music as well. And then we got the RPG Orchestral Essentials Reborn. I'm not going to dig into each one of them. I wanted to cover a music one and a sound effects one so you get an idea of just how big some of these packs actually are, and that you're getting, raw files to work with in addition to soundtracks. So for composers, there's stuff here. For people with no musical talent like myself, you just want drag and drop, you've got that here too. And for people looking to do sound effects in their game, you got that as well. So RPG Orchestral Essentials Reborn. Then we move on to the RPG Orchestral Essentials Reborn. Okay, I think what we have here is, I believe the word is a typo, because what we have here is the RPG sound effects, 400 plus sounds for RPGs and fantasy games. So I think they screwed that up. I wonder if I click this, do I get the right details? Yeah, I do. All right, so here you can see a ton of sounds for that kind of game. Sure. Not a lot to go by there. Anime Comedy Sound Effects Pack, the Silly Comedy Music Pack, the Fantasy Towns Music Pack, the Explosions Sound Effects Volume 1. That's actually pretty sweet. So you're looking at 84 explosions, 100 sound effects total, 84 explosions in close, medium, and distant variations. Perfect for missiles, artillery, howitzers, so on. And then a bonus 16 incoming shell sounds. That's nice. Next up, we move on to the, where was I? Here. All right, so we're at the futuristic vehicles, small ships, and cargo trucks sound effects. That's very specific sound effects, but definitely useful. We got the futuristic sci-fi laser blaster weapon sound effects library, the transforming machines and futuristic sci-fi robots sound effects. So if you need to create Transformers or Gundam kind of sounds, you've got that option there too. Also, if you're doing a user interface for a sci-fi style game, you've got user interface sound effects sci-fi tech. So things like clicks and swooshes and so on and so forth, and my phone is on, sorry about that. Then we've got the 8-bit Jukebox, a collection of chiptune music and sound effects, sports sound pack, the ambient puzzle music sound effects pack, the complete audio and effects bundle, which is 24 background tracks, 100 explosions, 100 monster sounds, 500 8-bit sounds, and 200 short jingles, the modern lo-fi ambient, the medieval combat sounds, the suspenseful cinematic ambient music pack, the action and battle music pack, the cinematic trailer sounds, the dungeon music pack, the numbers and letters and everything that goes with them. Voice, okay, now I'm confused. The ultimate voice pack filled with 1,536 files of WAV and MP3 of individual numbers, letters, and words that go with the numbers, with recorded individual numbers 1 through... Oh, okay, so if you need to say words or letters or numbers, like do a countdown or whatever, I guess that's what that one is all about. Cyberpunk music pack, the interface and item sounds pack, the Invasion Alien Ants and Android Voice Pack, the Text Dialogue SFX Pack, the Monsters 2 the sequel, Man Hits Huffs and Hollers Voice Pack, and then the Retro SFX Sound Pack. So yeah, that is the bundle. You're going to notice here it was in receding order, so the biggest packs are the ones here at the top. So a pretty good mix of stuff if you're looking for audio for your particular game, so either for your sound effects, for your UI, or you're looking for loops or tracks for creating your own music, or you're just looking for pre-created music. You got a bit of all of that going on here. And in the past, we've dealt with the game dev market. Their license is quite reasonable. So here we're going to go licensing. So I'm assuming this pack is a collection of different artists, different works. You can get slightly different differences here. Here is the pro license if you want to jump in. I will link this down below. I'm not going to go through all of this, but for when I've gone through it in the past, it allows us to use it in a derived work, so you can make it used for a commercial game or like a YouTube trailer. By the way, YouTube is problematic with any music, something to be aware of there. But what you cannot generally do is resell it as it is. So you can't sell it as a music track, and you probably couldn't just mix it in and resell it as just a different music track. You got to basically use these things in a game, a movie, a trailer, that kind of thing. That's generally how the licenses go, and it's pretty straightforward and fair. Now, interestingly enough, if you go to Humble and you go to bundles, this one isn't there. And the weird thing is, I'm looking at all those. So that's the books bundles. Here's the software bundles. So we've got. Oh no, there it is. Never mind. I think. Is this it? Yeah, it is. Okay, never mind. It wasn't there for me when I first checked this out. So it is there now. That is nice to see. So what you've got here, a collection of 855 Canadian dollars or like 65 US dollars. You have a nice collection of music, tracks, things used to make music, sound effects to drop into your game, and so on. So if you are kind of working on a game but you have no musical talent, this could be a good pickup for you. And having things organized by themes like this, it's kind of nicer than just going like free sound and trying to pick out each individual one you want to know, and you don't know what license they're under and so on. So sometimes buying things as packs really works nicely. And this one seems to be a pretty solid pack. So let me know what you think of this bundle. And yeah, that's it. I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.